So let's talk about strength, but maybe not the kind you're thinking of. We're not talking about the strength that avoids getting hurt. We're going to explore something much deeper, a strength that's literally born from being broken and put back together, one that turns our hardest moments into our greatest power. Let me start by asking you something. Do you ever just feel older than you are? Not in a bad way, necessarily, but like you're carrying a kind of wisdom or maybe a weariness that your friends just don't seem to have yet. And maybe because of that feeling, you find yourself a little disconnected. The little things that seem to stress everyone else out, all the daily dramas, they just don't hit you the same way. It's not that you're above it all, it's just that your perspective has been fundamentally shifted by something bigger. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. It is so easy to see yourself as damaged goods after going through something tough. I think we all do that. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if what you're actually experiencing is something psychologists call post-traumatic growth? So what exactly is that? Well, post-traumatic growth is this incredible phenomenon where people who've gone through major struggles actually end up experiencing positive changes because of that struggle. Now, let's be super clear. This doesn't mean the trauma was good. Not at all. It just means that in the process of healing from it, something new and powerful can emerge. So the reframe is this. The experience wasn't just about destruction. It was also about creation. It didn't just break you down. In a way, it forged you into someone new. And that forging process, it doesn't leave you empty-handed. It actually creates these incredible new strengths. They're almost like hidden superpowers that you didn't even know you had. Let's take a look at a couple of them. Okay, first up is something I like to call high-definition empathy. This isn't your average everyday empathy. This is something else entirely. It's that ability to just know what someone is feeling, sometimes without them saying a word. You might have noticed that people, even total strangers, tend to tell you their life stories out of the blue. That's because they subconsciously feel that you get it. You see their pain, sure, but you also see their strength, and that makes them feel incredibly seen. And the second superpower? This one is a game changer. It's called crisis competence. The reason this happens is pretty amazing, actually. When you've been through a true life-altering crisis, your internal definition of emergency completely changes. So when a work project goes sideways and everyone else is panicking, you're often the calm one. You've navigated a hurricane, so a little bit of rain just doesn't rattle you. To really understand this idea of becoming beautiful because of the breaks, there's a perfect metaphor from an ancient Japanese art form. It's just a beautiful way to think about this. It's called kintsugi. And the idea is that when a piece of pottery breaks, you don't throw it away. You don't try to hide the cracks. You mend it with gold, making the repair a celebrated, beautiful part of its history. Think about how much this mirrors our own lives, right? We start out whole, then life happens, and we break. But the healing process, mending those cracks with our own version of gold, with resilience, with wisdom, it doesn't just put us back to the way we were. It makes us something entirely new, stronger, and even more beautiful. And this is the most important part of the whole philosophy. The cracks aren't seen as flaws, they are illuminated. They tell the story of what the object survived. Your scars, your history, they're not signs that you are broken. They're proof that you had the strength to heal. So when we take this idea of post-traumatic growth and we layer it with this beautiful metaphor of kintsugi, we end up with a really powerful final concept, a way of being in the world. And that concept is called anti-fragile. Now, this is a step beyond just being resilient. A resilient person gets knocked down and gets back up, returning to normal. But an anti-fragile person gets knocked down and gets back up stronger than before. They literally use stress and chaos as fuel. And that's really the heart of it all. You haven't just healed and gone back to who you were. That person doesn't exist anymore. You've been completely remade. You are stronger. Not in spite of the cracks, but precisely because of them. So I want to leave you with this one question to really think about. Take a look back at your own story, at everything you've come through, and ask yourself, where are your lines of gold?